Shalom, 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 shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful like scattered abroad that's out here doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'm Brother Bach from Prophets at Babylon Camp, coming at you with a quick sit down through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this less edifying. I'm gonna be grabbing a little a short link. It is it's the University of Miami in Florida. It says paralyzed veteran surgically implanted with Neralink device at the Miami project to cure paralysis, aka the MOTB, man. I'm gonna read this article. It's from News Med Miami EDU. Because you gotta say that because they don't want you. They think you're gonna benefit off they page or whatever. So I'm just letting you brothers know where I got this from. It says a paralyzed United States military veteran has been implanted with the groundbreaking Neralink brain computer device by surgeons at the Miami project to cure paralysis and the Department of Neurological Surgery at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. So this is the MLTB, man. They try to put it all up in a bowl, dress it up nice and neat, but this is the MOTB, man. This man has marked his stealth for destruction. He look like a Edomite, but you never know, because our people are scattered amongst everybody, so you never know. But he was paralyzed, and he thought he instead of trusting in the Lord, he wanted a second chance at life on this side, man. We all know our second chances in the kingdom, man. But he wanted his chance. He wanted his piece of the pie right now. So it goes on to say, RJ, who was paralyzed due to a spinal cord injury sustained from a motorcycle accident, is the fifth participant in Neralink's prime precise robotical implanted brain computer interface study, and the first to be implanted at the Miami project and U Health. So this is the first person in Miami, I guess, but it says 5 people has gotten this already. And it's not even it ain't even fully Jacob's trouble yet. All hell hasn't started to break loose yet, man. We still in the lighter days, man. You got people still going to work. People still got they houses. It's not even scratching the surface of the times that's coming in. And it says 5. That's just what we know. What they put in this article, 5 people. It could be more than that. It says RJ successfully received his implant in April 2025 and was discharged from the hospital the day of his surgery with his Neralink implant. It says RJ is able to control his computer and smartphone with his thoughts, man. And there go Esau trying to be the Most High, man. He trying to be the Most High. It says and other participants in the prime study have used their Neralink implants in daily life. Esau trying to play the Lord, man. And it's not gonna work out for him, man. What else do you think he can do or they can do with that chip that's in his head? I was recently on the phone with Apple the other day, man. Because my phone was messing up. and they sent me a link to my phone to accept it, right? I accepted it, and they took complete control over my phone, you know. And that's just right now, man, for permission. How much more in those days? They don't need your permission to take over your phone, man. They can see everything you're doing on these phones, man. You know, the things that they know how to do, they don't put out to the public, man. You know, you think Esau ain't got no shit up his sleeves, man? You sadly mistaken, man. You know, let's get into these scriptures, man. I'm gonna go to the book of the book of Revelation. This is Revelation chapter 13. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, man. You know, y'all should be familiar with this chapter, man. The elders and apostles are steadily going into this, man. You know, the men of great millstone are constantly going into this, man. It's time to wake up, man. We are in the time of grace right now, man. You know, and who knows how much longer that the Lord has given his grace, man. You know, it's gonna be a time of pure chaos, hell, and destruction that's coming to this place. So it's time to get right with the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. You know, but back to the scriptures. It says he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. You know, and you niggas can't be so damn gullible, you know, and not using common sense, man. It don't necessarily have to be in your right hand, man. It can be in your damn left hand. It don't necessarily have to be in your forehead, man. It can be in your damn head, man. You know, don't be a damn smart ass when it comes to this truth, man. You know, you have to use common sense, man. You know, but it says, bring it back. It says he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or and their foreheads, man. So going back to that article, this man was able to control his smartphone with his mind, with his thoughts, and his computer. So how you think this man ain't gonna be able to Apple Pay for some food, or, you know, whatever the case may be, man? You know, that shows you the times we're coming into, man, on a smaller level, man. You know, and it's not even bad out here yet, man. You know, because people still able to go on with their everyday lives, man. You know, and you got these damn volunteers, you know, signing up for this, you know, because they think they have nothing to lose, man. But you really have everything to lose by getting this mark, man. You know, you marking yourself for death. You know, even though this guy was paralyzed, man. What if he was a Jake? You know, just because you paralyzed, man, don't mean the Lord stopped dealing with you, man. You know, the Lord created all kind of miracles, man. You know, but you sold it out on because you thought you can move shit with your damn mind and shit, man. Come on. You know, that's not having faith, man. You know, it says and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You know, and that's what's coming, man. You know, these things are gonna start to get mandatory, man. You know, you're not gonna be able to buy food. You're not gonna be able to buy water. You're not gonna be able to sell anything. You know, these stores, man. You know, even these you know, Walmart's gonna have it. You know, they doing wireless tap pay. You know, you don't even need a damn cashier to check out, man. You know, how much more these country stores in these little towns, man. You know, you know how these country stores they only deal about, you know, you only at some country stores you can only pay cash. You know, but how much more when you can't sell anything? You know, when these Edomites come down on these country stores and say you can't sell shit unless you go to the digital. You think they not? Of course they are, man. You know, and these damn Edomites are gonna give them the technology to do it. You know, and then that all shit is gonna start breaking loose, man. You know, cause they want you to follow that NWO, man. You know, it says, and that I'm bringing back. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, man. You know, so we know what's going on. We know who this devil is, man. We measuring the time diligently in itself, man. You know, we just pray that the Lord continues to keep that spirit on us, you know, to keep rejecting this devil, to keep rejecting his NWO, to keep rejecting his agenda, man. You know, cause shit gonna start to get real out here, man. You know, they gonna take brothers' kids, man, brothers' houses. You know, some brothers gonna have to be arrested for this truth, man. You know, some brothers gonna have to die for this truth, man. It's time to get right with the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. I'm gonna go to the book of I'm gonna stay in the book of Revelation. Actually, this is Revelation chapter 14. It says this is Revelation chapter 14 verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or his hand, these shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, man. Y'all niggas gonna be utterly destroyed with nuclear fire, man. You taking this damn chip, you know. You gonna drink up that wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. And what it says, indignation, man, righteous anger. The Lord is gonna destroy you niggas righteously, man. You know? Because you couldn't wait. You couldn't hearken unto the word, man. You know? And he said he shall be tormented with fire, man. That thermonuclear fire, bro. I'm gonna grab a scripture. I'll go to the book of Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 14. It says this is Zechariah chapter 14 verse 12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouths, man. That's what's coming to America, man. That is what's coming to America. It's time for Jake to wake the fuck up, man. Wake up and smell the coffee. The shit about to start getting real out here, man. You take that chip, you done, man. You follow that NWO, you done. It ain't no coming back from that, man. You marked yourself for death, man. You know? But that's pretty much the point on that. You know, I pray this was edifying, man. You know, it's gonna be more and more of these so-called cases coming out, man. You know, brothers, we gotta be on our watchtowers watching, man. You know, But you know, Lord willing, this that's edifying. Until next video. Shalom.